BB851, turn right, heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Hey everyone, welcome back to DJ's Aviation and another update covering the Boeing 737 MAX, the most talked about aircraft in the industry to date. Before I do get on with this update, I'd just like to clarify my video from yesterday where I did discuss the New York Times report in regards to the Boeing 737 MAX reportedly having faults, and also American pilots meeting with Boeing officials following the events of JT610. After actually recording that video, it was later confirmed that the findings came from an audio recording. An American Airlines pilot was recorded saying these guys didn't even know what the damn system was on the airplane, nor did anybody else, while another pilot said, "We flat out deserve to know what is on our airplanes." I just wanted to explain that just for some clarity for you all. Now, with that out the way, today's update actually has to do with the 737 MAX eventually returning to the skies, and how the software fix is tracking. The update is thanks to the FAA acting chief, who has now told lawmakers that Boeing will be submitting a software fix for certification on the Boeing 737 MAX extremely soon. In fact, all the flight simulator testing and all the external testing is now complete. While we have no exact time, in past weeks it was expected that Boeing would submit the software fix completely in the third week of May, with the type being eventually certified completely by July. Latest reports indicate that Boeing is communicating with the FAA right now to ensure that they've ticked all the boxes before sending it through. If the MAX did get flying by July, it would allow airliners that fly the Boeing 737 MAX to get the type back in the skies for the very least, part of their busy summer schedule in America and Europe. As for how the timing will actually work with airlines like Fly Dubai and Icelandair, who are speaking with Airbus over an order, an aircraft switch, is still unclear, and we'll have to wait and see on that front. What's also important to remember is that while the fix can be rolled out in July, it likely will not be installed onto every single 737 MAX, say within a week. With that being said, as the pressure is now heavily on Boeing and the FAA, they've said outright that they need to get the software fix right to prevent anything further happening again on the type. Our next update further comes from an article published by Reuters and has a key focus on Southwest and their Boeing 737 MAXs. Southwest operate an all-Boeing fleet and have the 737 MAX as their key to their operations. With the MAX aircraft out of service, Southwest certainly hasn't necessarily been hit as heavily as some other carriers, as Southwest has multiple older 737s being able to cover for the stricken MAX. However, now the Southwest chief executive, Garrick, has openly said that there was mistakes made with the Boeing 737 MAX. This is something that's becoming more and more apparent following reports by the New York Times, and now this confirmation from an airline CEO further hints at it being true, and not an attempt to damage the Boeing brand further. As the 737 MAX is critical to the future of Southwest, they're keeping a close eye on the progress, and similar to Boeing and the FAA's expectations, certainly remain hopeful that the aircraft will be able to enter service during their summer period. While Southwest fly around 750 737s, only a few of them are actually the MAX type. And as like any other airline that flies the MAX or has it grounded, the public has a number of questions. However, the main one that all of them want answered is, what do they intend to do with the MAX once it gets back into service? Will they keep flying it? How will they cover up the type for the general public that don't want to fly on the aircraft? With that being said, thank you very much for watching another update in this 737 MAX mini-series. I know this certainly is not positive news, and frankly any news covering Boeing and the 737 MAX of late has not been positive. I would say I apologise for that, however I don't have control over that. I don't enjoy necessarily reporting the negative side. I know people enjoy watching it, so that's really why I'm doing it. It's big news to say the least. Hopefully everything can eventually get sorted and we can move on with the industry like it was last year, with multiple new orders, cool aircraft rollouts, and a whole lot more. Until then, thank you very much, and I do look forward to you all joining me in the next one.